Hi, I'm Finn, and today I wanted to do something new called a Homestuck quick fix, or just a quick fix. This is a relatively unscripted video, and it's a new type of video that I'm just trying out, and you probably have a few questions if you're just clicking on this and you're a returning subscriber. Those questions mainly being, wow, this video looks and sounds like shit, what did you do? That's kind of on me, but I am in the middle of moving right now, so my house is very empty, so you're gonna hear a lot of echoing, and when I was setting up my green screen today, one of my lights exploded since I plugged it into the wrong outlet. So it'll suck for a while. That's something we can both work through together. Oh, and you also might be wondering, what are you wearing? No, it was just for the opening gag. You don't have to worry. We're taking that off. But anyway, yeah. So what is a quick fix? Well, inspired by Nando V Movies, an account that takes kind of big movies and makes small changes to them to just make them the tiniest bit better, I'm going to be doing a series where I take media that I enjoy and I make small changes to it so that I think final products can just get that little way there. These are my opinions and they're very short form videos, so if you're here for my longer stuff, I'm sorry. There's just something about the time since I haven't uploaded in a few days. But basically, my changes today are for Collide, page like 8,000 something of Homestuck. This flash page is very important because it really was the end of Homestuck. We of course have like 2 flashes after, that's basically the credits and saying thanks, and basically an epilogue. Not like that, I actually have a video on that coming out soon, don't worry. But Collide is the grand finale. So 2 things stuck out to me that I feel could be made better. 2 very small things. I'm not going to be trying to change who's fighting who or the structure of any battle or anything that major because this is supposed to keep the spirit of Collide. So my 2 changes involve John and Jade. I'm going to be referring to John as John in this instance because that is the name of the character at the time of the comic's release, and it's easier for me to kind of keep track of everything. I do support and like the June headcanon, but there's difficulty with calling it canon right now due to whatever the fuck Homestuck 2 is doing and whatever Hussy's doing, and I'll get into that later too, probably. What's the quick fix? Well, I'm going to start with John. John has a battle with the Condescension. This battle includes Nana Sprite, Rose, Roxy, and Kanaya. And it's a really cool battle. It's basically just letting all the kind of characters use their abilities and use the Condescension as kind of punching bag while she punches them back in the same way. And they start to lose until suddenly Roxy stabs the Condescension in the back with the unbreakable Katana. I have some issues with this choice. My first issue is that John is the main character of Homestuck. Of course, there's always the argument that there are no main characters in Homestuck, but John is the first character introduced. He has the most time in the comic. He has the entire game over arc. He's the main character. And so it's relatively unsatisfying when you don't get to see the main character play a pivotal role in the final battle. It feels like John didn't have to be there for the final battle to happen. So I thought of something that could make it a bit more satisfying in the way of seeing the main character do something cool and seeing John, my baby boy, do something awesome, but also in the way that keeps Roxy just as relevant. My proposed change is this. Before killing the Condescension, instead of seeing her kicking ass of the main crew, we see Roxy and John next to each other. Roxy starts pumping out boxes, like making a bunch of those perfectly generic objects and pumpkins over and over and over. And while she's doing this, John is standing there shoveling them into his Silodex. I mean, just absolutely captulogging every single thing in the Silodex. Because as we see in one of the earlier acts, John gets a really full Silodex, so it'd take a bit to fill it up. This does a few things. A, we see Roxy and John's relationship and kind of them working together, and B, it gives us some resolve on the Silodex system. But where am I going with this? How is this going to help defeat the Condescension? Well, pretty simple. Once John's inventory or Silodex is completely full of these items, all he has to do is pick up the unbreakable katana and switch his moduses like we see him do at the beginning. This will launch the katana out at full speed toward the condescension. We can then have it strike her in the back while she's busy with Kanaya and Rose. Like I said, this does a few things. A, we get finally some resolve on the Sildex system, because that was quite the bulk of the first 3 acts, and it never went anywhere. So giving this little resolve is going to feel majorly impactful for the audience. It's going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't read all that stupid shit for nothing. But also, like I said, it gives John relevance and establishes the John-Roxy relationship in a very cute way. But what about Jade? Well, my Jade change is also pretty minor. Really, I said John didn't need to be there, but if any character did not need to be there for that final battle, Jade's one of them. Jade is criminally underutilized in the finale, especially for how she was set up as such a strong character. So I think we just tweak one little thing to make her get that slightest bit more relevance and actually matter to the dogfight. Because the dogfight in the NPM wins without Jade's interference, which I feel is a very iffy idea. If you're gonna have Jade be the one that's supposed to deal with the god dogs, then have her deal with the god dogs. So, my little change. Instead of PM punching Jade, PM gives Jade a slight nod. We just see the kind of crossover panel of her going, and she raises her sword in front of her, and PM starts to slash down. We can then cut to Jack Noir, or Beck Sprite, or whatever his name is at the time, kind of lunging towards PM's back, with the sword arm extended, or the only arm extended. Jade then has to do the little, picture thing that she does to teleport people to Beck Noir, and suddenly Beck Noir is going to teleport in front of PM where she's swinging the sword down. Then we get the arm cut off scene, we get the triumphant PM, but Jade actually mattered. Jade did something pivotal, and we also see the continuation of Beck and Jade's relationship through the kind of ring and how that works. Jade suddenly now is very responsible for the dogs, and it also matters and tips the scale, because that was something that confused me. It felt very much like the dogs were supposed to be perfectly evenly balanced in a kind of eternal battle, but they're just not, because PM just wins normally. So the decision to make Jade impact the battle does 2 big things. A, gives Jade more relevance, and B, still doesn't just say, well, yeah, PM's better. It gives PM the chance to beat Beck that there wasn't before. There had to be a reason that no one was winning, and that can be the established reason now. So yeah, like I said, that's just a really quick video. I'm sorry about the audio issues. I'm sorry about the video issues. I'm gonna be working on that stuff. But yeah, see ya.